Hello, welcome back to the channel. You're watching this today because you are in some way or other interested in buying or selling or investing in shares that are listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. That's the reason why you're watching this video today, and that's the subject matter. Most people ask, but don't quite know how to go about it. I've had people engage me on various platforms, like in person. I've had people engage me on WhatsApp groups. I've had even people write to me to say, hey, look, I'm in Zimbabwe or I'm in this country, but I'm really interested in companies that are listed on the JSE. So how do I trade them? How do I invest in them? You're in the right place. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for everyone that's subscribed. If you are new to the channel, do click on the red button to subscribe and hit the bell notification, and you'll be notified anytime I am online or anytime a new video comes on stream. So let's get into the subject matter. Is it possible for a person to invest in shares that are listed on the JSE even though they live in another country? The answer is yes. Yes, it's possible. And it's possible because I have done it. I did it for the greater part of 2 to 3 years, and I raised my marriage dowry money. So my wife, if you are watching, make sure you leave plenty of comments to confirm what I'm saying. Yes, it's possible. It's even legal. It's lawful. You can invest in shares that are in exchanges that are in another country, even if you live in another country. In this case, if you are in Zimbabwe like myself and you are interested in buying shares that are listed in South Africa, it's quite possible. It is very possible, and it is very legal. The legality of it is in two parts. First of all, according to our laws, as an individual, you can use the banks to do a bank transfer and transfer up to 10,000 United States dollars or its equivalent before you need to get permission from the monetary authorities. And in addition to that, you are able to make personal investments of up to 50,000 US dollars or its equivalent before you need permission from the monetary authorities. You will see this, the importance of it, is in terms of the fact that it affects how you fund your account, your brokerage account, which you will set up in South Africa in this context. Okay? So you can remit or send out money of up to $10,000 before you need permission. That's the first thing. Before you have to answer any questions. You are allowed as an individual to send out money to South Africa, to England, for whatever purpose, including funding a brokerage account of up to 10,000 US dollars. And you are also allowed to make personal investments of up to $50,000 before you are allowed, or rather, not before you're allowed, sorry, I'll take that again. Before you need permission to invest beyond $50,000. So there is a lot of room for retail investors in that space, and you should consider investing on the JSE because for any number of reasons relative to Zimbabwe, for example, it is a stable market. You earn foreign exchange, and it allows you, it gives you a lot of room if you want to then invest for the longer term, which is not always the case with the local market or any other market for that matter that has a lot of risk like ours. All right, so two things you need to know. Firstly, yes, it is possible. And secondly, it is legal. If you do it within the confines or within the rules and the regulations set by the monetary authorities, you won't have any trouble. It's perfectly legal and perfectly normal. A lot of people do it. All right, so the question now that you have on your minds is how? So yes, it's possible, and yes, it's legal. How do I do that? Whenever you're trading or buying or investing in shares, you do so by way of a stock brokerage account. This is an account that you set up with a stockbroking firm, and depending on the type of account that it is, you then give instructions to your broker, or your broker can trade your account for you. So there are two types of accounts that you open traditionally, and this is anywhere, even in Zimbabwe they're there. When you're trading specifically in shares, you can either open what's called a discretionary account or a non-discretionary account. The difference between these two is that the discretionary account gives or authorizes your stockbroker to trade shares in your account on your behalf, even without your consent. They can do that for you. They can trade it. They can trade your account for you on your behalf. All right? The requirements are different. The non-discretionary account, on the other hand, is the account which you set up with a stockbroker again, but the stockbroker can only trade it with your instruction. I can take that a second time. Your discretionary account is a stockbroking account where your broker can execute trades. They can buy or they can sell shares in your account for you, and at many times without your consent. They don't need your permission. All right? And then the second one, which is the non-discretionary account, this is the most common one. That's if you're already involved in buying and selling of shares, this is the account typically that you operate, where you give an instruction to your broker to say, hey, please buy me so many shares of this company, or buy this much, shares of $1,000 in that company. That's what it is. And you have services that go as far as to say, look, you can have an online brokerage account which you trade yourself anytime that the markets are open. That is actually quite possible. That would be the equivalent of your C-Trade or your ZSE Direct. You go and place your own orders on that platform, and when they match, they clear, you have your shares, or you sell your shares, you get your cash, or you get your scrip, and life goes on. It's the same with South Africa. All right, it's the same with South Africa. It is quite possible. What do you need when it comes to opening an account? Typically, your broker wants to know who you are before they open an account for you. So they will ask you for your proof of income, your proof of identity, your passport size photographs, and where you live, details about where you live, how you make your money, because that's important for them, because they want to avoid, getting onboarding clients who are criminals or who have, unsavory backgrounds. You don't want undesirable people as clients if you're a stockbroker. So they want to get to know who you are, and then they'll set up your account for you. And brokers differ. You'll never find two brokers that are the same. And for the list of stockbrokers you can use in South Africa, or you can speak to, look in the description box down below. There's a link that'll take you to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange website, and it has a list of the registered stockbrokers on its books. And you can send them an email and find out what it is they want. They vary. I use one particular stockbroker, and they are very retail friendly. All right, the amount that they want as an initial deposit actually happens to be quite low. It's reasonable. It's not a very low ball amount of money, but it is reasonable. And they'll often ask you to, fund your account consistently so that you can see the growth in it. If you're going to invest, you invest diligently, and that's one of the things they want from you as a client. And then you have the platform that everyone likes, which is really fashionable, and that's your Easy Equities. Before, it was not quite possible to open an Easy Equities account, but I looked on their website. It is. You can, as a foreigner, open a Easy Equities account. But I'm not so sure whether it will be a South African one. It can be for other currencies. But yes, you can. Most definitely you can. And if you can provide them the information that they need, then, you're good to go. You can have your account set up in a matter of days, a day or days, provided you've given everything that they need. And as soon as you fund it, which can either be by bank transfer or your international money transfer agents who operate locally, you can fund it, and then you're good to go. And the same way, when it comes to withdrawing your money, it's a matter of giving an instruction to your broker, and they facilitate the transfer back to you. I have done it. It is possible. It's not a scam, provided you find brokers who are actually registered. So yes, if your strategy is to say, yes, I'm invested in Zimbabwe, like myself, I have shares here and I have shares there, and I would like to expand my portfolio into South Africa, it is possible. And a number of South African brokers in the list that I've shown you in the description box below, some even go so far as to offer you a offshore service, where upon meeting a certain level of requirements, they can allow you to participate. They provide you the service that enables you to participate on, say, the New York Stock Exchange, for example, or the London Stock Exchange, for example. You can buy and sell shares there and hold them in your account. So that's how you get into the JSE. It was my journey. I did it. I walked. I'm not giving you empty talk. I walked the talk, and I didn't regret it. My only regret, really, from my experience on the JSE is that I didn't do enough or as thorough research before getting in. But I did pretty reasonably well. And you can too. Follow the rules and make sure you do everything good and proper. And you won't regret it as well. You will do very well. Thanks a lot, guys. Look out for the next video, which I'll be sharing with you on the same channel. I'll be talking about investing on the ZSE. Now, as you know, the ZSE is our homegrown market in Zimbabwe, and it's made quite a lot of money for people. It's made quite a lot of money, especially in the years 2020 coming to 2021. And even now, if you can select your shares properly, you can definitely win. Thanks a lot, guys. God bless. Cheers.